When you were doing Clueless, there's a pretty famous story about you that you're out in L.A., you're shooting Clueless, and you're not a guy who loves L.A. to begin with. You love New York, but the thing that made you go back to New York was at some point you got mugged.
Yeah.
And the dude pulled out a gun and shot it next to your head.
Yeah.
So that you would realize he was for real.
Yeah.
That's got to be. I mean, I don't know that I could recover from that. You get like PTSD or whatever it is.
Well, it was weird because I knew I'd be getting that exact same thing, where post-traumatic stress after it happened.
Yeah.
Everything slowed down. It was while we were shooting the movie, and a guy put his gun.
Where
next to my
were you?
head. I was at Jerry's Deli,
right,
in Studio City, and I went outside to my car, and a guy came out of nowhere, put a gun in my head. He was tweaked on something,
right,
and I had no money on me.
Oh.
And he's thought, and he got.
You should have said to him, I was in Halloween.
I'm like,
I don't have money.
Look, it
Halloween
has
6, dude.
Get the guy who was in Halloween 1. Right. But seriously,
I'm not Jamie Lee Curtis here.
You're probably shitting your pants, right? Because you think this could be it.
Well, it's weird. I just got very calm. And he said, "You don't think I'm for real?" I said, "No, I am." He goes, "This is a real gun. You don't think it's a real gun?" And he shot it
next to your head,
right next to my head, where I felt it go through my hair.
Wow.
And then I just said, "Look, you can go in I have a backpack. And he went in my car. I remember he was leafing around my car, and I thought I could slam the door right now on his legs because he was halfway in my car and halfway out. And I had a split second there where I thought, why don't I just break his legs right now?
But he had the gun.
But he had a gun, and that's what made me not do it.
But they always
do
tell
you have any special martial arts training? How are you going to break somebody's legs?
No,
Well,
I
with the
could
door
have
slamming
broke his
on
legs, and he would have sat up and shot me.
Did your hearing get affected from this bullet being so close to your head?
No, I remember though. I remember it being like, that doesn't sound like a gun from the movies. Like it was almost like a pop.
Right,
kind of,
it's much less resonant.
It's much less resonant. But I remember it did kind of weird me out. Because then he ran away, got away.
Thank God, he could have just killed you.
Yeah, could have killed me.
Tweaked up.
And then I wound up shooting the next day. I had to work.
Right.
And then.
Are you the type of guy that tells everyone on the set, you're not going to believe what happened to me? Or are you the strong silent type where you just kind of go, fuck it, I'm not going to even bring this up?
No, I'll tell everybody.
You tell it. I'm the same way.
Yeah,
I had trauma.
I wish that I could be
you
that
wouldn't
cool.
have even made it to work.
No, I would have had to call in sick.
You never guess what happened to me. I almost got shot last night.
But then, in the same time frame that you're out there shooting Clueless, you get the mugging, and then you have 5 car accidents, right?
Well,
it was 5 car accidents.
Yeah, it was weird. Then the earthquake, and then 5 car accidents. I had never had anything.
Right.
But 2 of the cars, it was parked. I wasn't even in them. And then hit and run, and one hydroplaned, and I thought, I just need to get out. And I thought, I'm going to go to New York. I don't need to have a car.
Right.
So I came here for a couple of weeks, and then I got an audition with, I think, the Manhattan Theater Club or something, and they said they wanted to see 2 monologues. So I went and picked out 2 monologues, and one of them I had done an acting school. The other one I just picked, which was Amadeus.
Right.
And which I thought, this was stupid. It was a bad decision. Why am I doing this? I don't know it. I was sick. I was walking to the audition. I'm going over the lines, not paying attention to where I'm going. And I bump into this guy because I'm looking down at the sidewalk. I go, oh, sorry. And it was Tom Hulse who played Amadeus in the movie.
Well, that's weird.
And I said, this is weird. I was just, the reason I bumped into you is because I was going over the lines. And he said, oh, that's interesting. He goes, do you live in New York? I said, I don't. But I'm thinking about moving here. And he said, oh, you should. It's great. And so I said, okay. I did the audition, went back, called my landlord, said, I'm going to move to New York. And then a week later, I went back, packed up my stuff, rented a car. It got hit in a hit and run.
Oh, my God.
And then
LA's not for you.
It wasn't for me. And so then I left, and I've been in New York City ever since.